Welcome to the Oddfrog Chop Shop, your one-stop podcast for all things toy, design, collectible, comic book, video game, movies, pop culture, and more. And now please welcome your hosts, Kelly Greenwood and Eddie Hermosillo.
Hey, welcome back to the Oddfrog Chop Shop podcast. My name is Kelly. That's my business partner, Eddie. And we're here to talk about toys. We've had a little bit of a break in between podcasts, as you know, because we had the Bandito Kickstarter, and then we took about a month to kind of reassess everything, come up with a new plan for the Bandito. I'm sure many of you have seen on Instagram, we're starting a line of action vehicles. And when I say action vehicles, the premise behind that is that we want there to be interchangeable parts, modular parts. We want the machine guns to fit from the van onto the Bandito, onto the motorcycle, and be able to switch out all sorts of parts, customized wheels, customized paint, highly customizable, built and designed for 4K photography and toy photographers. So the first up, obviously, in the line of action vehicles is the Bandito. And so what we've done is we've gone back and just completely stripped out everything from the Bandito, all profit, all Kickstarter percentages, and we've really taken the number down. The original number was $720,000 that we needed for the overall goal to make everything happen. Now we're going for just limited 1,500 cars, and it's a total price of $277,000. $185 per vehicle, and if you live in the continental U.S., we're going to ship it to you free of charge. So we're paying for shipping, 1,500 units, limited edition, numbered with a certificate of authenticity, and that's our pitch for the Bandito. So now, guys, all we really have to do is collect pre-orders on our website, and as soon as we have the 1,500 we need, we go to tooling. Once we get the funds for tooling, it's approximately a 155-day production schedule. So that's the time Johnny's going to need to create the tooling and start pumping out units. Then we ship them here. And then we partnered up with iPack Delivery, some of you may know, and they are going to be doing the individual units shipped out to you. So it's going to be first come, first serve. We're going to be numbering the certificates. So this will be the first action vehicle ever, and the first 1,500 will be a collector's edition. And then after we secure the funds for the Bandito, Eddie and I have already been working on the Bad Van. The Bad Van is designed for assembly. It's ready to go. We just need to get our hands on the prototype. So we're working on that, and we want to be able to, turn around and do the van a couple of months later. So we're looking to put out 2 full-size 112 scale action vehicles this year, or at least start taking pre-orders for the van. Pre-orders for the Bandito open Tuesday, March 7th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So we were thinking that hopefully that gives everybody enough time to come home from work, East Coast and West Coast, and, relax, sit down, and then try to get their hands on a Bandito. Many of you want to buy multiple copies. We think it'll be up for a couple weeks at least. I mean, the Kickstarter was 45 days. I'd love for it to fill in a month, but if it doesn't, we're just going to keep taking orders. So as you want one, please feel free to come in, and it'll all be on our website at www.oddfrogentertainment.com. And that's the plan so far. So we've got the Bandito, we've got the Bad Van, and we've got the motorcycle. All trying to, at least start taking pre-orders on this year with the Bandito starting tomorrow. And so let's let Eddie talk about action vehicles and fill in some of the blanks that I left out.
Yeah, what's up, guys? So action vehicles. Kelly summed it up quite nice. This is the first of a line of action vehicles. Back in the day. Not quite sure who was it. Somebody from Mattel. Somebody coined the term action vehicles. They didn't want to use the term boy dolls, so they turned to coin action figures. So that's what we're trying to do here with cars and vehicles. We're trying to coin the term action vehicles. Again, starting with the Bandito, it's muscle car inspired, Chevelle inspired muscle car from the 60s. I don't know, I just kind of like it, just seeing it rolling around. Fully functional, operational doors, trunk space, plenty of trunk space, easily fits 2 figures in the trunk if you're trying to put figures in the trunk. Inside, it'll fit 3 to 4 figures. We have engines will be swappable, functioning lights. The batteries are under the engine itself, and the battery of the vehicle, like the battery of the car, functions as the on and off switch. We just have certain features and quirks in there that we implemented just to be kind of cool, I guess, which we thought were engineering kind of cool things. But this is, again, the prototype. We have a list of subtle changes that we're getting to Johnny. The bottom's fully detailed. We want to add some details like on the underhood, under the trunk. That logo you see on the side, I guess we kind of took surveys. We heard you guys out. We're going to move the logo and place it on the inner steering wheel, just like on the center of the steering wheel. Boom. You'll be able to see it there. There's dash lights. There's in the dash, there's a little screen that has our logos. The dials has Oddfrog Entertainment on it instead of, miles per hour. There's things on it, little Easter eggs we're trying to hide here and there. But, there'll be more details on this. We're trying to accentuate some of the lines, make them a little harder on there, detailed lines on the side to extend across. Simple things like just even being able to change the gear shift head to a skull. That takes us minutes, and it's a subtle, cool detail that we can do. The engine will eventually be interchangeable, which will allow the hood to be swappable. It won't have that hood scoop on it, as some people don't want. The engine would be, you'll have a smaller block, and then you'll be able to use the flat hood on it, which will make it look more like that. But the first run is this Bandido, and then we'll have, the goal is to eventually offer additional parts, but, we got to start somewhere, Bandido being that part. And like Kelly mentioned, the Bad Van is also ready. It's been designed for assembly, because you have to kind of, you kit bash one, and then you design it for assembly once you figure out the thickness of the walls of the plastic you need. It's a whole process. But the van has been designed for assembly. We want to get that prototype soon, but we got to start somewhere, which is the Bandido. And then the motorcycle is still in the design process, so we can't pay anyone, but if you guys have any ideas, any inspiration, we've been taking a lot of ideas from Clanable. Clanable is one of our top fans. He's been down with us from the beginning. You guys should check him out. He's in the toy photography, dioramas, all kinds of stuff. Cool dude. There's a lot of people who follow us. I'm not going to be able to come up with names right now. So once we do the car, the Bandido, the Bad Van, the motorcycle, then we want to do like, obviously these would be all our like anti-hero vehicles. Then we want to do vehicles that rival those, like a police car. Then we want to do like a small military vehicle, maybe like a small 2-person chopper, or like a Humvee, or like a SWAT style vehicle. And then, your classic police motorcycle or something like that. So like Kelly said, like we've been trying to coin that term action vehicles. I mean, it's never been really used. It's never been thought of as in the concept that we're thinking of, where you can interchange parts to it and use weapons from the van to the car and this and that. And they have seats, and they have gun racks in there, and moving turrets and sliding panels. It's like they coined that term action figures. Now you got your figures with accessories and all this stuff. And, we're trying to introduce this world of 112, starting with vehicles. But, the plan is a whole 112 scale world, with garage accessories and potential diorama parts and walls that you can then custom all sorts of stuff. We're starting out, we're full of ideas, and we're just trying to execute those ideas. Starting with step 1, which starts once again on Tuesday. Yeah, guys, we're really excited. I really think this is going to work this time, because there's no time limit, and we just collect orders. If it's 6 months from now. Oh, yeah.
The other thing is, one of the reasons we went with the Kickstarter before is because we didn't want to charge people until we had the full amount we needed to execute the plan. But it turns out, we have a premium website, and we had all these services that we weren't aware of before. So now we're using our website to take the pre-orders, and it's also set up to where no one's card will be charged the amount for the car until we reach the full 1,500. So you're not going to have money sitting in our account or anything like that. In the meantime, it only goes through once we've secured all 1,500 orders. Yeah, none of that. You can come in and out at any time. And so we think we've got a really good plan. We're actually, there's some other stuff we're going to be getting into this year. We're working on a board game, like a strategy game. I don't want to get too much into that right now, because if I said what it's about, it'd be kind of obvious. We're working on a graphic novel, about 64 pages into the first graphic novel of the Doc Holliday comic book graphic novel we're doing. We're going to be doing some characters for that. Eddie, did you find any of your files? Okay. Eddie's the ZBrush sculptor extraordinaire here at Oddfrog. So he's been working on some of the action figures that we've been designing. We've gotten quotes on action figures from Johnny. So, I think you want to show the Oddfrog one. We're going to do our namesake action figure. It's been on my mind to do this character for a long, long time. We want to give him gear. He's a frog. He's got warts. He's unique body shape. And, one of the things we want to do is have pretty much unique body shapes for almost every character, if that's possible. But you'll see what I mean when Eddie shows you the characters. They're all very unique to their body type and stuff like that. But so hopefully we can get some action figures going in between the cars, and we can use those to kind of help promote the vehicles as well.
All right, so ZBrush is what we learned at Otis. Is the program they taught us. Actually, I believe we might have been one of the first classes they taught it to. Maybe the first or second class they actually taught it to. So this is Frog here. Again, it's just a rough sketch, but starting to add some details, getting the basic shapes. If you guys look at some of Kelly's stuff, he'll post some of his original characters. This is Oddfrog. This is
I don't see the
name of the company,
but screen.
We're also working, like he said,
so
on characters
what we
for this graphic
is we
novel.
have an idea for a 1/12 scale action figure strategy
Doc
game
Holliday.
called Battle Odds.
It's kind of one of the characters in the story.
A cast of original characters. We have
ZBrush
from
is
50s sci-fi looking eyeball monsters to like porcupine werewolf stuff. Really unique characters that if you've seen some of our portfolio stuff, you'll have seen some of the early iterations of the characters and stuff.
On our website, so check it out.
Yeah, check it out on our Instagram. We've got some characters up there. But basically what it'll be is, if you can kind of imagine like a League of Legends or a Dota style of game where each character is individual and unique in how it moves and what its abilities are and its armor type and its body type. And then you kind of pick your favorite character or two characters, and you guys can sit down on a Friday night and engage those characters in strategic battle. And whoever kind of learns to manipulate each individual character is going to come out, the winner. So we just wanted to breathe life into action figures a little bit. It kind of occurred to us that most people just put them on the shelf and they kind of just stand there. And it seemed like if we could build into a turn-based strategy game, it gives you a whole new incentive to kind of manipulate your character and engage your character in strategic battle where there's rules, there's topography. So if you're in a lake, you may not move as good as a water character. If you're in the trees, some of your range stuff might not work as well. And then all the different gear types and stuff will go on to these characters that enhance those abilities or take away slightly from the abilities. And so, we're going to probably starting to show some of these characters in the next couple of months as we like the frog, as we start to kind of unveil more of what Battle Odds is about. So that's kind of our 2023 agenda. if we can get 1,500 units for the Bandito, everything's going to pick up faster. So we're really excited to get this going. The other thing I'll mention is once we sell the 1,500 units of the Bandito, we've been told that the Big Bad Toy Store is interested in units, and we're also all ready to start setting up selling on Amazon. So there's at least 2 places where people will be able to get the Bandito after the initial collector's run. But we really do want everybody to try to get in on this original Action Vehicles collector's run, because, who knows what could happen with it. We plan on making more vehicles, and if it becomes a thing, you have the original with a certificate of authenticity. So we really hope everybody is as passionate as they were last time. And, both of our Instagram channels have grown quite a bit since the Kickstarter. There's lots of new people in there. And lots of those people have lots of followers. So, once we get the Bandito out and you start seeing it in pictures, we have a feeling it's going to be fairly successful. And that's going to give us the momentum to move forward with the van and battle odds. So, yeah, that's pretty much our year in a nutshell right there. Did you want to talk a little bit more about some of the designs, Eddie? You got anything on there? We can make posts and stuff too. Okay. And, obviously we had the podcast was shut down for a while, but we're coming back. We're going to be doing regular episodes. We're going to be filming on Sundays and trying to drop them on Mondays or Tuesdays. And we're going to be doing more show and tells. The last show and tell we did with Heath was great. Had an awesome Motu collection. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. And I think the next one we have coming up is going to be a pretty awesome Hot Wheels collection. And I've been talking with a friend of the show that's got a pretty awesome Hot Wheels collection they want to come on and show off. So we're going to be looking at that. And guys, any toys or any cool collection you guys want to show, like write us. You can, message us on Instagram or anywhere really. We'd love to have you on the show. All you really need is a camera and a microphone that has the ability to kind of show your collection. And, maybe you can get more followers that way if you're into toy photography or something like that. So, yeah, we'd like to get and showcase some of your guys' stuff too. So, and then I think to wrap it up on this episode, we'll get into a little bit of toy history stuff. Let's see. Where did I put it here? So what I find fascinating, and we've been playing around with AI, and so we just thought we'd ask it a couple of silly little toy questions here, and or like toy facts. So what it gave us was one little toy fact is that the first teddy bear was created in 1902 by Morris Mitchum, a Russian immigrant living in New York City. The inspiration for the teddy bear came from a political cartoon. And I actually know about this story. Yeah, it's Teddy Roosevelt. When he was our president, he was a avid outdoorsman and hunter. He was the first president to start conserving like state parks and national, parks and stuff like that. But he was a big hunter and he wanted to go bear hunting. And when he got to this, cabin and hunting lodge, there were no bears. So somebody took a bear and chained it up and said, there you go, you can go shoot that bear. And somebody captured a picture, or it was a political picture, of Teddy Roosevelt like refusing to shoot this chained up bear, right? People thought that was cute, and it went kind of viral for the day. And bear came from a political cartoon that depicted President Theodore Roosevelt refusing to shoot a bear cub during a hunting trip. Mitchum made a stuffed bear and called it Teddy's Bear, which became very popular and eventually led to the creation of the teddy bear as we know it today. So that's kind of cool. And then here's a little on this day in toy history. On this day in toy history, March 5th, 1955, the board game Mousetrap was first introduced by the Ideal Toy Company. The game was designed by Marvin Glass and his associates and featured a complex Rube Goldberg-style mousetrap contraption that players had to assemble, Catch a Plastic Mouse. The game was a huge hit and became one of the best-selling board games of all time. Over 50 million copies sold worldwide. It has since become a classic and is still played by families and children all over the world. So that's kind of cool. On this day in 1955, Mousetrap was invented. And, I used to set up that game just to knock it down, just watching everything. I loved that game. Yeah. So, guys, so look for us to do more episodes of the Chop Shop. We're going to be doing them regular again every week and putting them out, doing show and tells. And, of course, keeping everybody up to date on what's happening with the Bandito and the pre-order campaign. And you got anything to add, Eddie? Pre-orders start tomorrow, March 7th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Love to see you all there. You guys, the passion last time was amazing. I think Keith was number one to get the Bandito, and I think Andrew might have been next or whatever, right in there. Yeah, we should be able to see, and we'll keep everything numbered for you guys. But yeah, tomorrow's the big day, and look to hope to see everybody there. So have a great week, and we'll see you next time on the Oddfrog Chop Shop podcast. Like and subscribe, share. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Oddfrog Chop Shop podcast. This episode is brought to you by MLCVoice.com and OddFrogEntertainment.com. Theme music is Burlesque Heartache by RKVC. Please remember to rate and subscribe. Until next time, keep creating and keep playing.